Today we're going to be talking about writing linear equations when we're given 2 points and only 2 points. Okay, we're going to be filling out this graphic organizer, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we need to get started with is the slope formula. Slope from 2 points, as we learned, the formula is slope, or m, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is the formula for calculating slope when we're given 2 points. Okay, and as we have been talking about the slope-intercept form, y is equal to mx plus b. In that form, that's the form we want to end up our equation being written in. Okay, there are multiple steps to this that we're going to explore. So the first step that we're going to look at is we're going to find the slope. Okay, so we're given the points, -1, -1, and 2, 5. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find the slope using the slope formula from this 2 points. So we've substituted 5 plus 1 and 2 plus 1 because we did change the subtraction to adding the opposite. So we got 6 over 3, which is the same as 2. So the slope for this line that contains these 2 points is 2. Our next step is going to be for us to choose a point that we can use so we can substitute that point and calculate the slope-intercept. Okay? So what we've done is we've chose the point 2, 5, obviously because it's positive. Okay, and here all we've substituted, y equals mx plus b. So 5 is equal to 2 times 2, or 2 times 2 plus b. Okay, so we've inputted that in, and now we're going to solve for the y-intercept. Okay, so here we solve, we just simplify this. Comes down, 5 is equal to 4 plus b. Since the 4 is positive, to move it, we subtract it, and we find that our y-intercept is 1. So our final equation is y is equal to 2x plus 1. Okay? We solved for the slope, we chose a point, we simplified, and we rewrote our equation. Okay, so let's look at another example on our organizer here. We're given the point -4, 6, and 8, 3. So the first thing we want to do is using our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we want to calculate our slope. So we substituted y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, adding, because it's an integer, subtraction is adding the opposite, so we get -9 over 12, which is the same as -3/4. So our slope is -3/4. Okay, now that we have our slope, we pick a point on the line, one of these 2 points, and we input it so we can solve for our y-intercept. Okay, here we chose the point -4, 6. So again, y, which is 6, is equal to m, which is -3/4, times x, which is -4, is equal to b. Okay, again, next step is to simplify. So I get 6 is equal to -3/4 times -4. So I get 6 is equal to 12, because a negative times a negative is a positive, over 4, which is b. So we get 6 is equal to 3 plus b. Okay, we have a positive 3, so we subtract 3 from both sides. So we're left with the slope being 3. Now I know my slope, I know my slope, and I know my y-intercept. So now I just rewrite my equation. Y is equal to the slope, -3/4, plus the y-intercept, which is 3. Okay, so now we're going to try a couple on our own.
Sorry for the interruption. This round default penalties. Thank you.
So we're going to look on our second sheet, and we're going to do, I'm going to do 2, and you'll have 4 to do for yourself. Okay, so again, our first step, find slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, I label my points. You don't have to. 15 minus 11 over 6 minus 4, which gives me 4 over 2 or 2. Okay, so I know that I want my equation to be in y equals mx plus b form. So I've calculated my slope. Now I'm going to choose one of these points to substitute for x and y so I can calculate my b. Okay, so I'm going to choose the point 411. So y, which is 11, is equal to 2 times 4 plus b. Okay, all I did here was I took this point, y, the y value is 11, is equal to m, which we just calculated to be 2, times the x, which is 4. Now I'm going to simplify this. 11 is equal to 8 plus b. Since this is a positive 8, I'm going to subtract 8. And I get b is equal to 3. So my y-intercept now is 3. So when I rewrite my equation in my box, I will get y is equal to, what's my slope? 2. X, what's my y-intercept? Positive 3. All right, pretty simple. Let's do one more example. Remember, the procedures don't change just because the numbers get bigger. All right, so here I have the 2 points, 5, 15, and 9, 27. Nothing changes. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, 1 and 2, 27 minus 15 over 9 minus 5. Okay, so this is 12, and this is 4. So 12 over 4, that's the same as 3. So there's my slope. Remembering, I want my equation written in this form. Now I'm going to substitute. I pick a point. Either one is okay. For this case, I'm going to choose 5 and 15. So I'm going to choose 15 is equal to my slope times my x plus b. Simplify. 15 is equal to 15 plus b. Since it's a plus 15, I'm going to subtract 15. And I'm left with a y-intercept of 0. Okay, now when I rewrite this, y is equal to slope 3x. Now, you do not have to write the plus 0, but I like for you to write the plus 0 so you understand that it passes through the origin. Okay, you have 4 more examples to do on your own. Please take the time to do that. And if you have any questions, please contact your teacher.